Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Just kidding, been watching way too many YouTube videos over this quarantine. So I'm going to go through a tour of the library and how to utilize the database when you need to incorporate scholarly research for your final projects. So I'm on the Sussex County Community College homepage, and from here you're going to click on Current Students. And you're going to scroll down to Academic and Student Services and then click on the library. Okay, so this is going to bring you to the library's homepage. If you need to ask any questions, you can send an email to library@sussex.edu, and they say they will get back to you within 24 hours, Monday through Friday, but not on the weekend, so if you needed that. They also have ebooks available for you for, if you wanted to read a book. And here is a tutorial video on how to utilize that as well. Today I'm just going to focus on this particular page, which is articles and journals. So now you're going to need to have your ID number ready because it's going to require you to enter in your ID number to access the databases. Okay, so this is going to be located on, I think it's on the front on your student IDs under the barcode. All right, so if we go into articles and journals, okay, yes, see here if you have your ID card or barcode number. And these are all of the different databases that we have access to at Sussex County Community College. So Academic Search is a pretty big database, and it includes a lot of different journals. So it's not specific to the sciences, but rather offers us a broad range of like some journals from here, some journals from here, some journals from there. So it's kind of like, it's more like Google than like Business Insights Essentials, which is focused specifically on business degrees, MBAs, and stuff that happens within the world of business, or like computing and science and engineering, again, specific to that particular discipline. All right, so Academic Search is a good one. It's the first one that pops up. EBSCO All Databases is really tough. This is what you're probably going to be using when you're closer to graduation time, just because you need to be a skilled researcher. Lots of options, lots of stuff coming back from your search and keywords, so I wouldn't touch that just yet. Encyclopedia of Life Sciences, if you have a science paper that's due, you have there. Eric does links to bibliographies and abstracts, but it's kind of limited on the full text information, which I'm going to go through in a little bit. And then we have, if you're studying for paralegal or entry into law, we have that. JSTOR is going to be helpful for Comp 2. JSTOR is awesome, and you can access it off campus. And if you are interested in that, I can send you the information. It says here you have to contact a librarian. They've actually given us the password so you guys can access it from home. We also have some credible stuff on here. We have access to the New York Times, which is really nice. Wall Street Journal. Reference USA provides more healthcare and science, statistics and studies. So if you have like nursing or anatomy paper that you have to do, this is going to be your database. And we have ProQuest All Databases, which is my personal favorite, as you can tell from the handout. Yes, I am partial to it. And then you also have ProQuest Business. After I go through the tutorial, I think you'll also see that ProQuest is the most user-friendly. It has a really broad access to journals, so you'll find little restriction, and there's a lot to be offered on there, and a lot of ways in which you can narrow down the search, and it's quick. Whereas when I do EBSCO, you guys are going to see it's just a touch slower. I don't know about you guys, but time is money. All right, so Academic Search, EBSCO. Okay, so as you can see, it's going to ask you to enter your SCCC library barcode number here. Okay, after you've entered your barcode, this is the first screen that you're going to see, and this is the home screen. So notice here we have quite a few fields, okay, we can even add more, all right, and these are fields where we're going to put our search keys in. We have options as well, so if we know that there is a prominent scholar in a field and we want to find all of the articles that they've written on a particular topic. I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to click author. This way the keyword here, when I type the author's name, will come up with that author's information. Text means it's going to search through the whole body of the essay itself. Title, just the keywords in the title and nowhere else within the essay. Subject terms, I'm going to show you guys where those are. Those are keywords that refer to disciplines. The abstract is going to be another thing I'm going to show you guys in a little bit, and it's going to be the summary of the article, okay? Keywords, so the writers often supply a list of like key vocabulary involved with the subject or topic that the article is on, okay? So they're going to enter that in. This stuff is not going to be useful to you guys as of now, okay? But definitely later on, if you decide to pursue, a bachelor's or definitely a master's, thinking about the ISSN number, which is like the code given on a scholarly article, just like the ISBN does for a book. Thinking about different codes, companies that are producing this stuff, if you're looking for a review. I'm not sure why it says review and products, but book reviews are really useful as well. So don't worry about any of that, okay? So we're just going to worry about these top couple of right here. I'm going to use alt text just because it'll show you guys how big our search can really get, which if you do it really broad, just like you could see in the handout, it does bring back lots of results. So I'm going to start by just doing a simple search, right? I'm going to do a search for, artificial intelligence, okay, just to show you guys. Here we go. I can spell. Okay, and I'm just going to click search, and I'm going to leave it as alt text, okay. Now, as you can see, it does take a while. All right, so it's brought back 101,810 results. This is a lot to work with, okay? Way too much for us to work with. All right, so I'm going to show you now how to bring that down, okay? So let's say I am writing my paper on how artificial intelligence is helping doctors in the surgical field to perform better and to give, better health care to people. I'm going to utilize my quotations around artificial intelligence so that I can keep that phrase together. Remember that from credible research? And I'm also going to use my joining word and, okay, because I want that phrase kept together. And I'm going to type in surgical procedures. And again, I'm going to put quotations around it because I want the search engine to keep those together. I don't want it to give me results about surgical tools or surgical whatever and other stuff about any kind of procedure, specifically just surgical procedures. Okay, now watch what happens when you narrow that in and you utilize those. Okay, we're down to 199. 199 is much more manageable than 100 and something thousand. All right. So another thing that we can do is scroll over to our left-hand menu over here. Okay. I'm going to click full text. What this is going to do is it's going to only show me articles that we have access to the full text of. Okay. If I check that off, you might end up with, sorry, EBSCO, I know. You will end up with things like, let's see if I can find one right here, like here, okay? So here's an article. However, when I go to click on it, and I'm going to show you guys what all of this stuff, show everybody what this stuff is too, we don't have access to the article. So I don't have anything to reference or cite, okay? This is just the abstract, okay? So this is the bibliography page. Actually, I'll go through it now, I guess. Okay, it gives us the title of the article. It gives us the authors. It tells us where it comes from. Okay, so it's from BJU International, particular scholarly or academic journal. when it came out, the volume number, the issue number, and the pages that it appears on within the journal itself. It also contains keywords, okay? Author-supplied keywords. This is what I had mentioned before. So these are particular words that are specific to the field in which this appears in, okay? So, a deep learning model using automated performance metrics and clinical features to predict urinary continence recovery after robot-assisted radical prostatectomy. All right, and so it's very specific to the medical field, okay? And so the keywords that are going to pop up or that will be connected to this article are listed here. The abstract is a summary of the article. Sometimes it's written by the author, sometimes it's written by the journal, sometimes it's written by the peer reviewers, right? But it gives you a nice idea of of what it's about. Okay, so this particular abstract notes here that it's from the author themselves. So the person who wrote the essay is also writing the summary. All right, and so this is really useful in research, okay? This should be the first thing that you read. Before you start printing documents, saving documents, read the abstract, okay? Because sometimes maybe the title is like great and seems like it's going to be great for what you need it for, and then the article doesn't have anything that you can use, or it doesn't have anything that refers specifically to what you need it to refer to or want it to refer to. Read the abstract. Save yourself time, okay? And then down here is all information that you don't require for your bibliography, but like if you wanted to request this particular article through the library, through the interlibrary loan, this is the ISSN number that I was talking about. So this is the identification number for the article. Okay, it also tells you how many words it is and who published it. Okay, so lots of useful information can be found there. All right, so I'm going to go back and scroll back up. Okay, and I'm going to check off full text because I don't have time to worry about doing an interlibrary loan at this present moment, okay? All right, brought us down to 187, okay? I am also going to check off scholarly peer-reviewed journals, okay? So now what you'll learn from the handout is that peer-reviewed journals are special in that the articles that get published in them go through an intense vetting system. Okay, when it says peer-reviewed, what that means is that the article was submitted to an academic journal and a board of peers has read the journal article. Whether it be 5 peers or 7 peers, these are also other people who are predominant or who dominate their fields, who are well-versed in whatever it is that the article is speaking about and can attest to the reliability and the credibility of the article itself. They go through and they check references and they make notes of other things that writers should read, of other points they should make, poke holes in the argument, just to make sure that the end result is as credible and as specific and as reliable as it possibly can be. Okay, so for this tutorial, this is different than the credible research tutorial, of which you can find tons of credible research through the databases as well, but for today, I'm going to check off scholarly or peer-reviewed journals. Okay, limited us again to 153. The next thing I want to work on is the publication date, okay? So in the credible research tutorial, I had said, 5 to 10 years, right? Relevant for scholarly research as well. 1996, not going to have much relevant, especially since my topic is artificial intelligence, okay, and how it's helping surgical procedures. It's useful to look back at historical articles, do a little compare and contrast, see how far we have come, but for our purposes for today, I'm just going to focus on the last 10 years. And so I'm going to take our slide and move it up to 2010. Brought us down to 114, right? Again, way more manageable than 100,000, okay? Academic journals, that's all I'm showing because I've already checked off peer-reviewed, okay? This is really a useful tool as well to help narrow it down. So the source terms, all right? So other terms that are similar, that are synonyms to artificial intelligence, or surgical procedures, or any of the other terms that I have entered into the key box. Okay, so within 11 articles pops up this phrase, artificial neural networks. Algorithms appears in 6 of them, machine learning in 6, artificial intelligence in 5, okay? And so this will help you also to A, narrow down your search list, but also B, write down these keywords because they are going to help you later on. They're going to help you with not only what to put in the search fields, but what language to use when you go to write your paper. Subject is going to do something similar as well, okay? So, oh, there's an article on Doctor Who. So different subjects that are encased within these articles, okay, what do they bring up? Publication is not going to be something that you need just yet because you're not particularly familiar with the publications, right? We're just learning. It's okay. So again, I would avoid that, okay? Language, 114 of these are in English, which is all of our results, but sometimes other languages pop up. Feel free, if you are fluent in another language, to also tap into that. Geography is going to show you where they are from. Okay, so if you are looking specifically for cases in China or cases in Austria, geography is where you're going to be able to locate that information. All right, so I'm going to go back to the home page here, and I'm going to show you guys now how to use ProQuest. All right, everyone, let's see how we go about using ProQuest. So as I said before, I like ProQuest a lot more. I think it just gives you way more options up here, and they also have an ebook library, which I'm gonna show you a little bit of. That was the video that was on the homepage for you to watch. This is the library homepage. So for now, I'm going to click on scholarly journals. We'll do books in a little bit. Videos and audio, always interesting. You'll get some good talks in here, okay? Dissertation and theses, you should stay away from this just because they are very long and it's just way more than you need right now, okay? This is for, you know, people who are getting their master's or they're in PhD programs, okay, to see what other people have written about, okay? And more, this is where we get into the credible stuff, okay? So you can utilize this for credible research as well. You don't have to use Google because we have access to different newspapers. Historical newspapers are super interesting, especially if you're writing on a historical piece in like at a history class. Different magazines and trade journals, especially if you're thinking, you know, well, for this search, I'm thinking about tech, so I might tap into trade journals maybe. You know, I'm thinking about blogs and podcasts that are credible as well. So we have all of that information up there. But again, I'm going to stick in scholarly journals, and I know from before that I'm going to be utilizing my quotations and surgical procedures. Here on the first page, I'm just going to immediately hit full text and peer review just so it doesn't even show me that other stuff. See, 159 results, much more manageable, okay? If you had not done that though, you could have done that right here where it says limit to, okay? Sorted by, this is really great that EBSCO doesn't have like relevance, oldest, most recent, okay? How do you want to see the articles listed on the screen? So publication date, we don't have a slide here. It jumps from 1 year or last 12 months to 5 years. Okay, so I'm going to just click off last 5 years. Brings us down to 88, which is nice and manageable. Okay. Again, we have the subjects. That's useful to you. The document type. Okay, this might also be interesting. So I'm going to check off article because I don't really want a general information piece. I don't really want commentary. A conference proceeding could be really interesting, but it depends on how you are receiving it. Okay, is it something that you have to watch or is it something that you have to read? Again, language. Okay. And publication title, again, don't worry, that's the journal, okay? We're not going to worry too much about that. So I'm going to just check off article. So just like EBSCO, down at the bottom you can see whether we have it or not. So I'm going to click on the abstract and details, okay? And again, abstract, subjects that are contained in here, keywords, okay? This is interesting, the company or organization that's publishing it, okay? And all of our bibliography information. Volume, issue, the pages it falls on, okay? Now, what else is interesting about ProQuest that is absolutely wonderful is multiple things, but first and foremost, related items. These are articles that also have similar keywords and subjects to what you are looking at right now. In terms of research time, this is going to save you a ton, right? So go through and check out what we have over here in our right-hand menu. ProQuest also offers this, which is probably one of the coolest things ever, as soon as it loads. Okay, so not all articles have it, okay? This particular one does, so it's great that I could show you that. A list of references that are mentioned within the article. If ProQuest has it, let's see if we can find one in here that ProQuest has available. But notice, okay, so notice that it gives you the actual bibliography pulled right from the reference page, so you can go back and find this is from Stanford News. This you can probably get just through Google, okay? If ProQuest has access to it, it will appear with a little PDF. This doesn't seem to have any ones that are accessible through ProQuest for us anyway, so that stinks. But again, in terms of saving you research time, okay, this is where it's at. Full text is difficult to work with, okay? HTML, okay? Go to the PDF. The PDF is going to give you, as soon as it loads, what it looked like in the actual journal, okay? And again, here you have tons of bibliography information right on this first page, okay? So you don't need to copy the abstract and details, but you can if you want to. But it's also going to give you a very important piece, which is the natural page numbers. You're going to need these for your internal citations, okay? So download and save the PDF. You can email the PDF to yourself, okay? You could print it out. And we have this wonderful little button called Cite. Now, we've got to check, okay? You can click this, right? Oh man, it's a bibliography entry. The only issue is it's for APA's 6th edition, okay? We are utilizing MLA, so you've got to check it off. MLA 8th edition. And there we go. Okay, so make sure that you check that. This is not correct because you don't need any of this stuff down here. So please do double check with your book or with OWL, however you're accessing an MLA guide. See the handout that I had given on MLA format. I just found in files, and you'll be able to do that on your own too. Another really cool feature, it's in EBSCO as well, is this here. Okay, so you can save, oops. Where did it go? Oh, add to selected items, and it'll save it in your folder. When you're done researching, you would open up your folder, and it'll have a bibliography for you. Do not close the browser though, because it's not going to save forever. It's only here for your browsing session. Okay, so if it logs you out in an hour because you went and grabbed lunch, all your stuff is lost. So before you get up from the computer, go through, save your PDFs or write down the bibliography information so you can access them later. Okay, delete will take it out of your folder. Okay, and then you have nothing left in there. Okay, so let's go back here. Okay, so again, related items, really interesting. Definitely something you can check out. You can also go with the indexing terms. Okay, so these are terms that appear in the article here. Okay, so if you like, oh wow, this is one, trends is something I'm looking for. Okay, so you can add that to your search key. All right, and that is library research in a nutshell.